Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report. Welcome to the Warden Report. It's another week. I'm so excited. Last week I posted the video a little earlier, and all of you early birds are amazing because you were right there watching and commenting, so I love it. Thank you so much. I am starting my Wednesday off, still using my Canada mug today, and then I don't know, I'm thinking, I saw another mug and I was like, I was trying to remember who gave it to me. Maybe I got it. Anyways, I might switch tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. It's hard to switch when you get it. Is anybody else like that? Let me know. Do you change your mugs on a daily basis? Or are you like, oh, when you fall in love with it? Not to say I love any of my other mugs any less. It's nice, right? So let me know. Let me know below what do you do with your coffee mugs? Is it a daily thing? Weekly thing? I usually go about a week, but let me know. I'm excited to hear. So I hope your day is going fabulous too. Everything is going well here. So I just got to get back to work. Still working on that. I guess it's a report. Baking report. We're doing baking reports. So, yes. And, oh my gosh, it's already almost 11:30. So, I got to get back to work, but I will chat with you in a bit. So, here's Delilah. I got her food here. And let's see if she'll hop for you. Ready to eat? Come on. You ready? You ready? She's like, oh yeah. Here's Mr. Sam. Look, he's so good. He's like, okay, I'm patiently waiting. And here's his, because otherwise he would have it down in 2 seconds. This slows him down just a bit. Are you ready? There he goes. It's Thursday already, and it's the first Thursday of the month. You know, do y'all know what that means? If you do, make sure you've hit that thumbs up. If you don't, I'm going to tell you, and that means you're a new subscriber, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. So, first Thursday of every month is when I have to go get the dogs food. So, my 2 dogs, Delilah and Samson, they eat raw, right? And I order from a Texas company, and I have to pick it up in a back of a parking lot, and it's now some of the trucks are marked now. They'll have like a little mark, but mostly not marked. And there's typically a group of us, so it's not just me meeting some strange man. In fact, I got a text this morning as a reminder, which is nice. They don't always do that, so I don't know. But anyways, and it was like telling who the driver was going to be and the time that he'll be at the location that I choose to go to. And there's several locations all throughout Texas. So depending on, you know, when it is. Like if you're closer to the Dallas area, that's where they're headquartered. They do them more often. But down in Houston and I think in Austin, it's only once a month. So the location for me, and it's just right up the road. I don't even have to go far. In fact, there's another location I could choose, but their pickup time is before I get off work. So that's a little hard. So this is the perfect one. And I go there, and there's usually a group of, I would say 10 to 15 people that are picking up the dog food. And so that's always interesting. I'm not an extrovert, so I don't like talk to everybody. You know, I'll smile, but I'm a very introverted person. So I just kind of, you know, stay there. But I listen to other people. So yes, I got to do that this afternoon or evening. And I'm sure they're excited about it because, man, if it's 5 minutes past their feeding time, they flip out. So I couldn't imagine if I ran out of food. So, yes, getting that today. That's exciting. I'm enjoying my coffee, and I'll be making my salad here in, a couple hours. It's only 11:20, so it's still, to me, early. And I did wake up a little earlier today, too. Like, oh, what is up with that? I woke up before my alarm. I woke up at 7:18. My alarm goes off at 7:23. So, yes. And I have to say, I am loving all of the comments and the discussion from last week. So if you haven't, I'll definitely link last week's video at the end of this one. So if you missed it for some reason, go watch it, y'all. So great discussion, especially towards the end of that video. And it's about the veggies. And several of you have said, oh, I don't even eat veggies anymore. And other people have said, well, I feel like I'm limited on what veggies really work well for me. Or, well, I mean, I'm not getting that many veggies in because they're suggesting 50 different kinds. And, you know, when I've listened to a few others, because I believe it's a French woman. I don't know if she's a doctor, nutritionist. I don't know what she is exactly. But she also runs that Glucose Revolution YouTube channel. Let me know if you've watched that. But anyways, I think what she's trying to get to, and my whole thing here is, yes, we're keto. I'm keto. We've been keto for over 5 years now. Wow. And people say it's not sustainable. 5 years later, here I am. I'm really trying to get my gut healthy. Is my gut healthy yet? No, I would not say it's 100% healthy. You know, like when they describe how you know you have a healthy gut biome, it's getting there. It's much better. Throughout my life, just a quick recap. Since I was a young child, I've had horrible gut issues. I had to get constant enemas as a child. I've just always suffered with intense gut issues, just always been my issues. And the more I'm learning about like the gut biome, you inherit a lot of it from your parent. So I guess I can blame my mom. Just kidding. But obviously my mother, she did not have a good, healthy gut. And she, you know, I know from what she's told me, yeah, she would do extreme diets, which would be very limiting. Like, and it dawned on me the other day that she practiced intermittent fasting before it was a thing, because I remember she said at one point she wanted to lose 5 pounds. So everybody in my family has always been, I would consider, slender. I'm the one that ain't, right? The genes that mixed with my mom and my mother and whatever they did when I was a kid got me like this. My brother's always been very thin, if anything, underweight. So it's just kind of, when you look at that, it's like, now he is adopted, so I know that's different genetics. So that's why I'm like, there has to be some kind of genetic component to it, because we both grew up in the same household, and yet he's always been very thin. But he could, and I promise you, he has probably what would be considered skinny fat, because he has generally lived his whole life, and he's in his 50s now, on nothing but snacks and highly processed foods. I don't even know if he's ever eaten anything unprocessed. Like, he is the typical person that is like, okay, I will eat, sorry, let me respond to this person real quick. You know, anything that's in a package. He wants simple, convenient foods. He doesn't make things from scratch. I remember as a teenager, he lived off of Little Debbie's. Like, he would sit down and eat a whole box of snack cakes. And of course, he's a smoker. He's been smoking since he was a teenager as well. So, I mean, sadly, I think that's a heart attack waiting to happen. Smoker, highly processed foods, sugar drinks. Like, he loves the energy drinks full of sugars. That's how he's been his whole life. But he's always remained very thin, if anything, underweight. And I think part of it is because he will smoke sometimes instead of eating. And then he'll have like a pizza and, you know, an energy drink, and that'll be his dinner, right? And not even the whole pizza. Like he'll eat, you know, 3 slices or something. And then he'll continue smoking, right? So that's part of it. But that's how he's always been. And then my mother, wow, I got really off topic. So then my mother, she said, you know, when she wanted to lose 5 pounds, it's like, girl, 5 pounds. And she even said that now. She was like, man, if I only had 5 pounds now, she would she would make my father his dinner. And then she would just have, she said, she'd make his dinner, you know, set it for him. And then she'd go in another room and enjoy her glass of unsweetened tea. She was not a fan of sweet tea. And it dawned on me, I was like, oh, so she was basically intermittent fasting. So she would skip dinner, which some people say is actually better for you to skip dinner versus breakfast. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she said she'd lose the weight, or she would also go bicycling and lose the weight real quick, right? But a lot of it is, you know, I know from her history, I wouldn't say it was tons of processed foods, but I think that generation, so she's born in the 40s, that generation, like her mother saw when there were starting to be processed foods and things in the grocery store and kind of started it. And I think my mom just, like, she would make some things from scratch, but then she would have a lot of stuff that was convenient. Like she wouldn't buy hamburger helper. She would buy, you know, the pasta, get the meat and the other things and make it herself kind of deal, because that was cheaper. And she, you know, I remember having, like, she never read ingredients. And I remember we would have lots of, you know, different canned or boxed stuff and not a lot of fresh veggies. And certainly, oh my gosh, because she really was into that, you know, there was like some kind of hamburger scare in the 80s or beef scare. So I remember for a long time, we rarely ate red meat of any kind. And if we did, she cooked it to death. Like, it was like past well done, right? Because she was so scared of getting whatever it was, right? And so we would have more like chickens or catfish. I remember having catfish a lot. And that kind of stuff. But, you know, a lot of processed foods, because she is still, and even to this day, she'll say, oh, I don't eat a lot of meat. I really don't. But so her meals would be buttered pasta. Like, she thinks that's an acceptable meal, and that's better than having a hamburger. That's what she thinks. Even though I've tried to explain to her, no, you're better off just having like a bowl of ground beef than that bowl of pasta with butter on it. But at least she started using real butter. For a long time, we only had margarine, right? So a lot of that stuff, and I know she said when she was pregnant with me, all she craved was Tex-Mex. So she was eating tons of like nachos and tacos all the time, and crispy tacos. So lots of inflammatory foods, right? So no wonder I had gut issues, and I still have, you know, gut issues, but I could tell it's improving. Like, I have several days where things are really working like they should, and then I'll have where it doesn't. And I know us going out to eat, that does set me back. Like, I could tell when we've gone out and, you know, they're obviously using, you know, like canola oil or something, because it will disrupt my gut for a few days. So with that said, my whole goal here is gut health. So when it comes to the gut health, I'm learning more and more about the gut biome, how it works, and how vital it is. And in doing so, that's how I found out about all the fermented foods, how I found out about kefir and kimchi, kombucha, you know, all these great fermented products. And then with that, those are mostly probiotics. I'm learning about polyphenols and prebiotics, right? And speaking of a wonderful polyphenol that also has fiber, coffee. See? Coffee's even better for you than you even thought it was. So I was listening to this channel, and they were talking to James Hoffman, Maitreya knows, and he was saying that actually a regular cup of coffee, like, I don't even know, this is probably 3 cups, but anyways, has about 5 grams of fiber. And he said, so, you know, right there, and it's such an excellent polyphenol having coffee. And he's like, so, you know, having that, the thing is, you don't want to, you know, you don't want coffee beans that are over roasted, because the more it's roasted, the more it degrades the polyphenol and the fiber, and then you don't want to over boil it and so forth. But I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, so I'm getting my polyphenols every day with my cup of coffee. And, you know, honestly, this is at least 2 cups, so there's a little bit of fiber. So there, I guess we could put coffee as another plant source that we're getting. So some of you that were like, oh, I don't need anything. If you're having coffee, you got one. And I saw some great comments. They were like, well, 50 different greens? Like, what is this 50 different? And what it comes down to is what I think they were really trying to hone in. I mean, I get that they're trying to put a number on it, but I think what it comes down to is for your gut health. And this is if you're going for gut health. If you feel like your gut is healthy, everything is working fine for you, then keep on what you're doing. This is really, like for me, and I know for others, this is really to the point of, if you know your gut's not healthy, if you know you need to get that gut working correctly, you want those good bacteria to flourish in your gut, that's what we're aiming for, right? And that's what I'm working towards. So I think the point they were trying to make is too many people, and I see this a lot, honestly, in the keto community, eat the same things day in and day out. Or, you know, and I know in general, they say even a regular household eats about the same 3 to 5 meals on a weekly basis. So it is common. And what they were trying to say is you need variety. So if all you're eating is BBB and E, don't do that consistently. Even Dr. Berry says that isn't a long-term solution. That's supposed to be a short-term fix to something you're having. You need variety. Your gut wants variety, needs variety. So changing it up. And if I would challenge, if you're like, oh, I can't eat all those different things. It just put me back. Look, over a year ago, before I started on this, I couldn't eat Brussels or any cruciferous vegetables without getting highly inflamed. It's only because, and this is where I could say my gut is getting healthy. So if you're still having issues eating certain vegetables, that means your gut's not healthy. So what I've done is, through focusing on getting probiotics, prebiotics, and polyphenols, I'm slowly healing my gut. And then after a few months of doing that, like starting slow, you don't like, when you see how much kefir I'm drinking in a day, like a cup and a half, don't start there. Start with a tablespoon. Like I'm saying, if you're new to probiotics, start small. 1 tablespoon a day, that's it. And then slowly increase. Your body will tell you when it needs more. You will crave it more. So you start small. And when I did that, after a couple months, I was like, okay, I'm going to try a Brussels sprout. I didn't get inflamed. I didn't feel bloated. That's how I knew my gut was healing, because my gut was now saying, we know what to do with that vegetable. Please give it to us, because that's our food. So vegetables are plant products. So whether it's fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, that has fiber, that is the food for your healthy gut bacteria. And that is what your bacteria in your gut, so as they flourish, they're going to actually tell you, because you'll feel it. I get cravings for different vegetables now, for my ferments now, because my healthy gut bacteria are saying, ooh, we need more of this. Feed us this. And then you'll slowly increase from there. Again, if this is your thing, if you're fine where you're at and you're like, this is good for me, then you don't have to do this. This is, you know, this is my journey, what I'm doing to really get my gut healthy and happy. So it is increasing those. So yeah, when I started making the list of how many vegetables, I was like, okay, yeah, we are kind of, you know, it's either Brussels sprouts or it's, you know, these, I guess the common ones we eat are Brussels sprouts, radicchio, maybe a regular romaine lettuce, that kind of thing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to incorporate a variety. So changing it up. Maybe instead of pickles that we have, I'm going to get fresh cucumber, adding in more zucchini, trying to get a salad mix that has like 3 to 5 different greens mixed in. So the 50 isn't just greens. It's all of these things. Anything with fiber, that's what you're going for. 50 different fiber sources. Coffee is one. And then, like I was looking for the farmer's market this weekend. The one guy, I really like his stuff. He has edible flowers. Let's do that, right? These little things. Ginger is great to add. Fresh ginger, fresh garlic. You want to think of fresh things, and then if you cook it, lightly cooked. Now, somebody asked about any spices. I think when you dry the spices, you're drying up a lot of the health benefits. Now, some of them do. I'm not counting the dried spices as part of the 50. But I am counting, you know, anything that's fresh or lightly cooked, right? And like, I know one of the things with asparagus, which is a great one to have for gut health, you don't want to overcook it. And then, you know, asparagus is easy to overcook. So you just want it barely fork tender. So those type of things, that's what I'm going for. So I'll talk more about this as the week goes on. Can't wait to hear your feedback and your thoughts and how this feels to you and what you think. So follow along. I'm going to be trying to attempt this and just let you know, okay, where am I at now and what is it doing for my gut? So this will be like a fun experiment to me to see, does this make a difference? And for my lunch today, got my classic salad. You kind of see there's some of that salami I got on discount. I've got my avocado. I've got 3 different ferments, a little bit of cheese, some olives, and of course lots of radicchio. And a little bit, I'm starting to have my milk kefir at night after dinner. Let me know below if you drink milk kefir, when do you have it? And tonight's dinner, I've got Purnell's sausage, topped with our homemade avocado mayo, and some of our actual our moist Clown Tears hot sauce. And then Heath made us some stuffies, which is the jalapeno and mushrooms stuffed with some brie. Then I've got my ferments here, my red cabbage kraut and my cucumber kimchi. And then here, I just took a frozen bag of cauliflower florets and some of that easy melt cheese, and of course some jalapeno. Mix that all together. Look how creamy that looks. Happy Friday. Look, Miss Delilah's in here with their Sam. They're joining me. She didn't greet me at the door this morning, you know, to say good morning to me. Sam did. Sam always does. Like, he is... Yeah. So what happens whenever Heath wakes up in the morning, because, you know, he gets up way too early, he then, you know, takes the dogs out, feeds them, all that kind of mess, right? But then he will shut the bedroom door, because otherwise Sam will try to get in the bed with me. And he is not like, oh, I'm just going to get and curl up with you. No, he is like, I'm up, you need to get up, and he'll jump out on me. He'll do full body slams, so then I can't go to sleep. And like Heath knows, for marital happiness, Shelly needs her sleep. So yes, he's always there at the door. So he's, you know, sitting right outside the door. Sometimes he will whimper or whine, and then his paws are like coming underneath. It's so cute. And so he's always there. Now, Delilah, sometimes she'll be there, and sometimes she's just like, you know what? I'll see you when I see you, right? But, oh, they each left me, y'all. Heath's in there having his lunch, so that's what they're like. Ooh, I smell food. We're going to go see if Dad decides to share anything. Oh, Delilah's coming back. She's like, no. I know Dad don't do anything for lunch. So, yeah, this Friday, got my cup of coffee. It smells so good. And we washed the dishes last night, so I washed, or this morning, whenever Heath ran it. So, I had my mug washed. It was nice and sparkly clean today until I put my coffee in it. So, yeah, I'm enjoying this really big mug. And everything's going well. Just listening to my stuff. Work is going amazing. So my report, I guess I'll just call it that. The report, this is my week to do this special report. And the goal is to have it all done by 11:18 today. And actually, it would have been before 11. When they say the report, there's an additional report that they used to break up and have one of us newer ones on the team do separately from the rest. And now, starting this month, they're like, oh, so you're going to do this report and you're also doing that. And it's like my least favorite thing. But, so when I say, you know, 11, it's really the first part, not the additional report. But I got it all done by 11:18. So I was pretty proud of myself. So, but it was a really light day. Like one of them that I did only had one on there. And so I was like, ooh, wow, it's going to be a light day. So that's awesome. And especially for a Friday. So yes, I'm enjoying my Friday, listening to different YouTubes and, you know, just taking it all in, getting work done. We'll be making a salad for my lunch here in a little bit. So probably finish up, or at least be getting more or a lot of the radicchio I have left, and hopefully get more radicchio tomorrow. I am going to the farmer's market. So I've got my cash ready. So one of the things I do in regards to like our budgeting is every paycheck, which for us is every week we get either Heath is paid or I'm paid. And we take out a little bit of cash, one, to pay our yard men. So like he just requested money today, so we always have the cash on hand for that. And then like I'm going to go to the farmer's market tomorrow and have the cash for that. So I take the cash that I would draw, and we don't pull out too much each week, maybe like $40, $60, something around there. But I use it as like incidental. So for the lawn men. So I always want to make sure I have enough to pay, you know, whenever it's usually around the first of the month that they're asking for, or the first week of the month for the payment, right? So I do that. And then also, you know, if like, for example, we just need to grab something, it's easier with cash. Like a couple times he's like, oh, I'm going to get this at the Dollar Tree. Just grab some of the cash, use that. Why factor that into the bank account? Oh, okay, here was $1.50, you know, transaction. No, just use the cash. And then it's great for the farmer's market. So I'm excited. Going tomorrow. Been looking at, so the one, several of y'all got to go with us, the Tomball Farmer's Market. So comment below if you're with us and got to go to that farmer's market. And because some of you I know watch and you don't always comment, so I want to know. Hey, comment. So going back to that one, and, you know, with it being spring, you know, it's March 8th, we're getting like all the spring veggies. And this one, they have edible flowers. So I've never had that before, like maybe at a fancy restaurant, but never done it myself. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And we'll just see, you know, what all I find at the farmer's market. Let me know. This is another question. I'm curious. Where you are at, are your farmer's markets, I guess I would say part-time? Like, is it seasonal? That's the word. Is it seasonal? Because like I was checking one, because I love visiting farmers markets when we travel. And when we're going to be in Ohio next year, I was like, oh, let's see if there's any farmers markets. And a couple that I found, like, we're probably going to be staying in Dublin part. Nothing's like, you know, etched in stone yet, but that's what we're looking. And there's a farmer's market there, but they don't open till May. So let me know below, are your farmer's markets that are near you, are they seasonal? Our farmer's markets here in Houston, I guess another, like, Houston and Texas in general is a love-hate, right? Like, we have, you know, great prices here overall. The cost of living is pretty good. You know, it's a nice, especially Houston, very diverse, like almost every culture you could think of exists here in Houston. We do a lot of cultural activities and events and stuff. So, you know, I love that, right? I love that. And, you know, every cuisine you could think of is here. So that's what I love about Houston. I hate the weather. Let's just be honest. That's the thing I hate the most. And that's just, you know, summer is 11.5 months out of the year. So it just sucks because it's so hot all the time. So that's why it's like, but then the other thing I love about Houston, because again, we only have 1 week a year, if that, of winter, of actual winter is maybe a week, and it maybe gets down below freezing 1 or 2 days. That's it. So our farmers markets are year round. And, you know, now some of the smaller, like the one I do like at the farmer's market, he had to, because of the freeze, there was like 3 weeks that he wasn't at the farmer's market, but there were other vendors that still there. So I think it just depends on the farmer, right? But there's also some, I know of at least 5, at least 5 farmers markets I could go to all within 30 minutes of me. So there's always going to be some type of, you know, produce I could find at any of those. So because it is year round, I mean, there are no off times, right? Any Saturday and sometimes Sunday, if I want to go to a farmer's market, I could find one open. So with that said, and I think this is part of it, because Rick went and said, oh, when the farmer's markets open back up, I'm like, they don't close here, but you'll get some good price. No. So our farmers market, and this is something else, please let me know where you're at. So 1, are your farmers markets seasonal? Do they have closure dates? 2, what are the prices compared to your grocery stores? Here, the majority, especially I would call it the little more hipster farmers market. So like the Tomball one is very hipster. There's one called Urban Market, very hipster, right? And now there are a couple that I would say are more of your, like, I guess, traditional ones, you know, where it's just, hey, they're there, they're trying to sell their stuff and get it out. But the more hipster ones we go to, their prices are usually more expensive. And I think part of it is here in Houston, we have so many grocery store chains that they compete with each other and keep overall the prices lower. So we have, and these are probably the popular ones. So H-E-B, that's our regional one. Kroger, Aldi, Trader Joe's, it's like a discount type one. Can't remember it, but I know y'all probably know. It's a common kind of discount grocery store. There's a couple Randalls left. We used to have Albertsons, which I did love, but then H-E-B has basically replaced them. And I'm trying to think. There's a few Sprouts and just some other, like, I guess more regional ones, right? And then plus we have several different Mexican grocery stores, and we have a real popular one here in Houston. It's called Fiesta, and they have good prices too. And then we also have several Asian grocery stores. So lots of variety, right? And because of that, then plus your big chains like Costco and Sam's, right? But because of that, I think that's why our grocery prices are generally lower. You know, some of you will post stuff and I'm like, oh gosh, that sucks. But you know, the produce, generally we get good deals on our produce. So for example, I have gone before farmer's market and they'll want for like a pound, you know, it's like a little bucket of Brussels, which approximately a pound, they'll want $5. But I go to H-E-B and get them for sometimes less than $2. So it's like a good, if I'm trying to save, yes, I'll go to the grocery stores. Of course, and I know some of you already are like probably typing it out right now, farmers markets, it's going to be a small local place. It's going to be like your more organic. So yeah, I'm not comparing to organic vegetables. It's, you know, it's going to be fresher. And yes, I admit, like sometimes I've gone to them and it's like, okay, their Brussels sprouts are like the size of my thumb and the ones in the grocery stores are like my pinky, right? And yeah, some of the produce looks amazing. But yeah, you pay the amazing price. So that's the thing. But I was like, well, this week we do have some extra money. And I know with it being spring, everybody's going to be, you know, getting all those wonderful spring veggies. So I'm just going to go out there and see what I could find and then come on home. So I might take y'all with me. I hope you watch the Friday Night Feast tonight. We're getting excited about that. And that is going to be shrimp and bananas. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope they turn out as well as they did the other day. But I hope you tune in for that. I'm not going to show my salad because I feel like I've been ranting a lot. And if I'm going to take you to the farmer's market, I don't want this to be 5 hours long. Maybe just 2. Lots of great stuff out here. I'll show you my haul in just a second. Y'all, I'm going to show you what I got at the farmer's market. This is a little splurge, but I got some goat cheese, garlic and herb, and jalapeno. Heath will be so thrilled about that. And then they have an olive oil booth, and you can try them. They're Texas olive oil, so I got the limited fused, and I think laws here you have to have, oh, this is California, oh, California livid. So you have to have a label on the package stuff. So I got that from him. And then the other thing, I can't even get these to stay up. Bear with me, y'all. Try to move this open. Okay. And the next thing I got was some garlic stuffed olives. And I mean, it's a big jar. It was $15, but he did let me try it first, and they were freaking delicious. And then I got, look, has anybody heard of this? Sour Reuben. So instead of a sauerkraut that's made with cabbage, he did it with turnips. So this gives me an idea. So just basically fermented turnips. Look at that. And he said it's a bitter note to it. So, you know, if you like bitter foods. So definitely, I'm excited about that. And then I guess this is another splurge. Some goat milk, lavender, and sage soap. I love lavender and sage, and I thought, oh, I gotta try that. And then the other items, look, here's all my veggies. So, oh, let me show you all this first. I did get, oh, they stuck together now. I did get the dogs a donut each. They put together, probably because how I put it in here, but they're sprinkled with freeze-dried strawberries, and it's got a little frosting. So there's 2 donuts in there, 1 for each dog. So they will be excited about that. And then another place, I got microgreens. So I got the spicy salad mix, and I thought this one sounded good, the red cabbage mix. That'll be great on our salads. Sorry about the train, y'all. And look, here's the flowers I got. I'm excited to try these on a salad as well. So, move that here. Let's see if I can move it a little bit better. And then, what we got here, I've got some turmeric. I got a variety of carrots. I'm thinking of maybe fermenting. And then these, so I have scallions in there and a variety of radishes, and this is called a green garlic. So the bottom parts are like a scallion or a green onion, and then the tops is what has the garlicky taste. And so you want to use the whole thing. And then you can see I've got like, oops, sorry y'all, there's like 4 different radishes. So I was just like, just give me an assortment of everything. So I spent like $26 on all the veggies in this bag. So a little splurge there. And then finally, got my District Roasters coffee. Just their dark roast with a splash of half and half. And that's it. Happy Saturday. I am finally home. It is 1:30. But I am finally home, y'all. I still got to unload everything, which is fine. And I'm going to make a salad for my lunch. And I'll probably show you that. But I just want to do a huge shout out. Thank you to all of you. Everyone who contributed this year. Today, I cashed in my points because I let them save up. I cashed in my points and got a free. And this one is a 911. So it's 6 shots, some Irish cream sugar-free breve, that means half and half, and got Heath his sugar-free double rainbow, both of these for free because of all of you that have bought us a coffee. I just kept saving the rewards and just using all the money. So shout out again to Shauna, Matreya, Sean, Michelle, Sherry, Meg, and I feel like there was someone else. Oh, I'm so sorry if I forgot your name. But y'all is who made this possible to buy these drinks. So thank you so very much for doing that. Because then, it's like the gift that keeps getting. Not only did you give us Buy Me a Coffee, but then the Buy Me a Coffee adds up to free rewards. So it's all because of all of you. Thank you so much again. And if you want to continue supporting our coffee habit, hit that link down below, or my coffee habit, his double rainbow. Hit the Buy Me a Coffee, and we really appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much for doing that. Now I'm going to go get all the groceries in, start on my lunch, and then go from there. Yeah, so here are the carrots I got. Now, when I was talking about prices, these were $4 a pound, and include the greens with it, which I will, use. Like, I'm not going to just cut this off and throw it away. We're going to use the leaves. But look at all the different colors. So I will probably do a ferment with these because fermented carrots are delicious. But then we are having a roast because I got roast on sale. So we'll probably put some in with the roast as well. But yeah, super stoked about those. And then here are the scallions I got. Aren't they beautiful? I think it's scallions and green onions. Definitely going to use that. And then, I think they kind of got covered here. Here is the green garlic. See how the, I guess the greens are different shape than a traditional scallion. And then look at the radishes, y'all. So he had 4 different types of radish. So I think this is the daikon. And then I guess this is like golden, your traditional red. And then look at these cute red and white ones. Aren't they adorable? So those were also $4 a pound with the greens. So I'll be using all of that. And then he also had farm fresh turmeric. And I just love turmeric. It's just such a great, it's so healthy for you. And it's a great thing to just add to anything. So yeah, that's the veggies from the farmer's market. And then I've got all kinds of veggies there. We'll be cooking dinner in a little bit, so I've got some of it sitting out for that. But yum, this is going to make some good salad, y'all. Here is my salad. Look, you can see the little flowers. Aren't they adorable? Some microgreens. I took 1 small strawberry, sliced that up. There's cheese. My dressing is basically bacon grease and jalapenos. I sauteed that together, poured that on top of the radicchio and salad greens, and all of the bacon grease, and then also some apple cider vinegar. And then I put all of the more delicate stuff. So this is a salad of all kinds of stuff. That right there is that sour Reuben, the fermented turnips. It tastes really good. I like it. And then over here, got my avocado, and in there is the lemon-infused extra virgin olive oil. And then here are, he calls them garlic olives. Look how big those are. Like, here's my thumb, right? Look, the size of the tip of my thumb there. But instead of like a pickle brine, he uses the extra virgin olive oil as the brine. Don't those look good? Oh, I'm so excited for this. Sunday lunch, and we've got a salad. I've also got my olives, some kimchi, the cucumber kimchi, that sour Reuben I got yesterday. And then underneath all of this, there is some cheese and some bacon, and I use the bacon grease to make my dressing. And then on the side here, we're having a bacon-wrapped cheese jalapeno sausage. And, of course, my coffee. Dinner tonight is, we took the leftover roast that we sliced last night, and instead we made a stew with it. So we've got all kinds of different, what I got yesterday, some of the carrots, 1 sweet potato, jalapeno, radishes, the 4 different types of radishes, onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, all in here. And then I took the carrot tops and the radish tops, and I made a pesto with it. So I was like, well, let's just put a scoop of pesto. And then here's some of the green onions and green garlic, just to kind of give a little finishing there. Monday afternoon's lunch is just a small microwave pizza. You see the pepperoni there, cheese, and I also had some brie. And then I made a pesto with those carrot tops and radish tops. So a little bit of pesto on there and some microgreens and a little bit of my fermented Texas kraut. And it is Tuesday. I'm doing OMAD. I finished jury duty. Of course, you can't record in there, but basically we just sat in a big room called assembly room, but there was no charging, so people were sitting out in the lobby-ish area, and that's where I went and was charging my phone. So, for OMAD today, it's my dinner tonight, so I didn't eat anything all day, so we are doing this on Friday, so make sure you tune in Friday night to see how did we make amazing chicken tenders Look, I think they turned out pretty crispy looking, y'all. And then, of course, some stuffies, that stuffed jalapeno, and some sweet potato fries. And then, of course, I have my side salad here. Look at those cute little flowers. And along with some olives. And then for dipping the chicken in the fries, we made a barbecue mayo. And, oh, yeah, these are spicy. So I put some just regular habanero seasoning in the egg mixture, some Texas 5 spice in the coating, and then you can see on some of them we drizzled with our MCT hot sauce. Well, I can't believe it, but this already wraps up another week of the Warden Report, y'all. What a busy week. So, hopefully now that I've served my due diligence, perhaps it'll be a year or two before I get another jury summons, right? So, been a great day. Everything's going well. We just finished dinner. Yeah, that MCT, you can see my nose is a little red. MCT really lit it up. And thank y'all who are watching our shorts and sharing them. The one yesterday, already over 7,000 views. Hopefully this one we're going to post tonight will also have a lot. So, or you're going to see it, the one last night and the one before. So, hope y'all enjoy those. We're having fun making them. And I can't wait to see you on Friday night. This is going to be a really good dinner Friday night, I think. A very comforting type of meal. And please stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Thank y'all so much for all your support. Thank you again for hitting that join button. And as always, I appreciate all of you for hitting the thumbs up and leaving me a comment. Thank y'all. Bye.